Today we will discuss about the sacrum and the coccyx. This is a composite bone. This is the sacrum and the smaller bone is the coccyx. Now the sacrum is the large triangular wedge-shaped bone and it is formed usually by the fusion of the 5 sacral vertebrae in adults, and it supports the vertebral column and forms the posterior part of the bony pelvis. Now we will see the presenting parts. The sacrum presents a base, an apex and 4 surfaces. The pelvic surface or the anterior surface, the dorsal surface and 2 lateral surfaces. And there will be the sacral canal. The base. First we will start with the base. The base is directed upward and forward. It is directed upward and forward, and it is formed by the upper surface of the first sacral vertebra and consists of the body and the upper surface of the ala or the lateral mass of the first sacral vertebra. These are the ala and this is the body. Then there will be upper end of the sacral canal. There will be superior articular process. So first, the body of the first sacral vertebra resembles like the lumbar vertebra. See, it is also reniform, that is the transverse diameter will be more. And its projecting anterior edge, this part, this is the projection, the anterior edge is known as the sacral promontory, and it gives attachment to the lower end of the anterior longitudinal ligament, and on the posterior edge of the body there will be attachment of the posterior ligament, posterior longitudinal ligament. See, if we see the articulation, this is the 5th lumbar vertebra. It will be articulated like this. So this edge is tilted forward and it forms a prominent lumbosacral angle. And this is the attachment, you can see. This is the 5th lumbar vertebra, this is the first sacral vertebra, and there will be intervening intervertebral disc. Now coming to the ala. The ala of the sacrum, it is formed by the fusion of the costal element and the true transverse element. And we can see in the ala, the lateral part is rough and medially it is smooth. The lateral part provides attachment to the psoas major muscle, some part of the iliacus muscle, and there will be 2 ligaments, that is the lumbosacral ligament and the ventral sacroiliac ligaments. The medial part is smooth and it is crossed vertically by the following structures. We will remember as oil structure from the lateral side to the medial side. OILS, obturator nerve, iliolumbar artery, lumbosacral trunk and the sympathetic trunk. Now coming to the upper opening of the sacral canal. It is triangular in shape, as we can see here. It contains the caudal extension of the chordae equina and the spinal meninges. Then these are the superior articular facet. The superior articular facet, we can see these are concave and it is directed backward and medially and meet with the reciprocally curved inferior articular facet of the 5th lumbar vertebra. Then we will come to the apex. We cannot see here as it is a composite bone, but the apex is directed below and it will be attached to the coccyx bone, forming the sacrococcygeal joint. Now we will see the pelvic surface of the sacrum or the anterior surface. The pelvic surface is smooth and it is concave, and in anatomical position it is directed forward and downward. What we can see? First we can see horizontal ridges. These horizontal ridges are formed by the fusion of the body of the sacral vertebra. This is S1, S2, S3, S4 and S5 vertebra body. Lateral to it, we can see 4 pairs of pelvic sacral foramen. Between them, we can see costal elements, that is in the form of bony bars. These bony bars represents the costal elements of the sacral vertebra. Further lateral, this portion is the lateral mass and it is formed by the fusion of the costal element and the transverse element. Now we will see the structures related to the pelvic surface of the sacrum. First, we can see here in the middle there will be the medial sacral artery. Here will be the medial sacral artery. Then lateral to it will be the sympathetic trunk, this one. The sympathetic trunk will be related to the medial border of the pelvic sacral foramina. It will be like this. Then the pelvic sacral foramina, we can see it can communicate. The pelvic sacral foramina communicates with the sacral canal through the intervertebral foramen. Okay, and through this the ventral rami of the sacral nerves comes out and it is accompanied by the lateral sacral artery. Then we can see the piriformis muscle that takes origin as E-shaped. Okay, like this. The vertical limb, this is the vertical limb and these are the horizontal limbs. The vertical limbs arise continuous from the anterior surface of the lateral mass and the horizontal limb from the bony bars between the 4 sacral foramina. Now, the upper part is related to the peritoneum and the lower part is not related, it is non-peritoneal and it will be related with the rectum. Now we will see the dorsal surface of the sacrum. The dorsal surface of the sacrum is rough and it is convex and directed upward and backward. Okay. Now the central one here is the median sacral crest. It represents the few spines of the upper 4 sacral vertebra. 1, 2, 3, 4. But below the 4th spine, there is an inverted U-shaped sacral hiatus. This is formed due to the failure of the fusion of the lamina of the 5th sacral vertebra. On either side, we can see there will be an intermediate sacral crest. This is the intermediate sacral crest. It is a bit faint. This intermediate sacral crest is formed by the continuous row of 4 articular tubercles. Okay, 4 articular tubercles. And the last one, the inferior, this is the inferior, this one we can see. This represents the inferior articular facet of the 5th sacral vertebra. Now, coming to the further laterally, there will be 4 pairs of dorsal sacral foramina. This, like the pelvic sacral foramina, this also communicate with the sacral canal through the intervertebral foramen. Okay, see, we can see the communication. Now, further lateral, there we can see another ridge. See, this is the lateral sacral crest. This lateral sacral crest is formed by the rows of fused 4 transverse processes. The transverse process of the 5th sacral vertebra forms the inferolateral angle of the sacrum, that is this one. Okay. this forms an angle. This is the inferolateral angle of the sacrum. Now, we will see the structures related to this. This is the erector spinae muscle. The erector spinae muscle, it is attached to the dorsal surface, forming an elongated U-shaped involving the continuous rows of the spinous and the transverse tubercle. This is the erector spinae muscle. So, erector spinae muscle will be like this. Okay. And enclosed area, the enclosed area between this will be occupied by the muscle named as multifidus. Like the pelvic sacral foramina, here in the dorsal sacral foramina also we can see nerves coming out. See, nerves are coming out. These are the dorsal rami of spinal nerves. And these foramina are covered on both sides by the multifidus muscle, and it is and here is the erector spinae muscle. So, for coming out of the rami or the spinal nerves, they have to pierce both these muscles and then eject outward. Now, coming to the hiatus, sacral hiatus. This sacral hiatus, through it comes out there will be the filum terminale and the fifth sacral nerve and first coccygeal nerve. So through this sacral hiatus, the filum terminale and the fifth sacral nerve and the first coccygeal nerve comes out. Now coming to the lateral surface. These are the two lateral surfaces. The lateral surface, we can see here, it is a bit smooth and it is inverted L shaped. This is an articular surface. This articular surface is also known as auricular surface. It will articulate with the hip bone. Okay. See, it will articulate with the hip bone, forming the sacroiliac joint. Okay. This rough area, there will be attachment of a strong interosseous sacroiliac ligament. Lower to it, this narrow area, there will be attachment of several structures from behind forward. From behind forward, there will be the gluteus maximus muscle, then there will be the sacrotuberous ligament, then the sacrospinous ligament and the coccygeus muscle. So this is all about the sacrum, and now we will start with the coccyx. This is the coccyx. The coccyx is the remnant of the tail. It is a small triangular bone and found by the fusion of 3 to 5 rudimentary coccygeal vertebra. Okay. The presenting parts, it will have a base, an apex, a pelvic surface and a dorsal surface. The base articulates with the apex of the sacrum. The apex is directed below and it gives attachment to the sphincter ani externus. Now coming to the pelvic surface. The pelvic surface in anatomical position, it is directed upward and forward. The pelvic surface of the coccyx is related to the rectum and gives attachment on each side to the coccygeus muscle in the upper two pieces and the levator ani muscle in the lower two pieces. Okay. Here will be the coccygeus muscle and here will be the levator ani muscle. And there will be the ganglion impar in the middle where the sympathetic trunk of the two sides meet. Coming to the dorsal surface. In the dorsal surface, we can see it provides attachment on each side to the gluteus maximus muscle. Now, this is the transverse process. We can see these are the transverse process, the rudimentary transverse process of the first coccygeal vertebra. Here is the articulation with the sacrum. The base of the coccyx will be articulating with the apex of the sacrum, but here on this side the cornu, the sacral cornu will be articulating with this. This is the cornu of the coccyx. This is all about the sacrum and the coccyx. Thanks for listening.